This episode of The Mimic's Veil is sponsored by Taste Invader Tea. Treat yourself to 15% off an order of daring and delicious tea at tasteinvader.co.uk using code TMV. And on our 50th episode, we discuss Tron Catalyst, Soulstone Survivors, a few cheeky little updates that we've got up our sleeve to celebrate episode 50, and as befits such a monumental occasion, we start things with Squeakross, Home Squeak Home. Squeakross, Home Squeak Home. What to say about this? It is it's a Picross game, or is it a Picross game? Because the fact it's called Squeakross makes me think maybe it should be pronounced Picross.
Like pick me.
Yeah, because I've always pronounced it Picross.
Yeah,
like
as in picture.
Exactly.
Cross.
Not Picross. Some say
Maybe it's potentially Picro.
Picro. Anyway, this is
Picro.
Squeakross, Home Squeak Home, and it's another one of those hybrid games that we love so much. Basically, Picross, nonograms, to give them their proper terminology. No, Lewis, it's not an Italian grandmother strippergram, if that's what you're thinking. No, a nonogram, we all know what that is. You fill in numbers on a board and make a picture out of them. Right? We've all played Picross, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I played a free Pokemon version way back when.
Back in the day. And it's such a lovely... I do love Picross. It's such a nice, chilled thing to do. I haven't really played much at all this week, but I've been very much enjoying Squeakross. The twist with this is it's like a home builder thing, and you're unlocking furniture for your house, your little rat house. And you can, just like, oh, here's a drawer. Well done. Add a chest of drawers to your little rat house. And and as you can probably tell by my tone, I haven't fully engaged with that side of it, but I very much enjoyed the puzzles. They switch things up a little bit by having different, it's not just your standard sort of 10 by 10 grid. There might be like a 15 by 10 or a 8 by 8 or whatever, just, different shapes and sizes. And it's all just presented really nicely. I know, like Picross games by, Jupiter, I think, makes them the normal ones. And they're a bit sterile by nature. I believe they might be named after the planet, which of course is named after the Greek god of Picross. So, that's right. So you're unlocking this furniture and you can add it to your home. I haven't really done that at all. I've got like a bed and a table and a chair in there, because you can just almost skip that bit entirely and just get into the puzzles, because that's the fun bit. But not like the Jupiter ones. This feels presented with a bit of heart, and that just makes it a bit more appealing. It's not quite as I said, sort of sterile and basic as they are. It just feels slick and cozy, and
it looks cozy.
Yeah,
cozy is how I would describe it.
Yeah, big time cozy vibes. It's just lovely. Just sometimes, it's hot, it's summertime. Don't fancy playing anything too stressful. This has been an absolute godsend and a chill out game. Really nice.
Sometimes you just need that little cozy game, don't you? You just something that I don't really want to play anything. I want to lie here, not think too much about it. Maybe do a little puzzle that's not too challenging, and get on with it. Because I think with this one, if I understand correctly, that you get different levels of the puzzles, and then your base level unlocks the furniture. But then if you do one of the more difficult levels, it unlocks like different styles of your furniture or like different colours.
Yeah.
Like skins, better way of putting it.
Yeah. So you can, once you unlock like a whole page's worth of puzzles, once you've solved them all, then you get one of the host rat is called like Nini, I think, and
Nini and Nonna.
Nini, and and then you can unlock her challenges. And basically unlock different colorways for your furniture bits and bobs. It's just lovely.
I was kind of laughing there. I was looking at some pictures, and there's one, and it's in the rat house, and you can see that it's a cage, but on the outside of the cage is like a cityscape, and it just made me laugh. That was quite funny. Just torture.
Basically, the life.
It looks a bit like unpacking.
Yeah, it's got that cozy, cutesy aesthetic to it, definitely. And it's there's a character creator at the start, so you make your little rat, and you can make them look all beaten up, and you can give them characteristics and different traits, so you can make them sort of feral or clever or excitable. It's just lovely. Look, it's not
all the rat traits.
All the rat traits. They're all the big traits, aren't they? I obviously have a great affinity with rats because obviously Michael Jackson's rat was called Ben. Famous song.
Right,
and I've always grown up feeling like I was part rat.
The Rat King.
The Rat King.
I have seen you wash your face, so it makes sense.
Exactly. You've also seen me eat out of a bin. But yeah.
Many times.
Not
There's a full sandwich in there.
not a great deal to say about it because it is, it's Picross with a little home creating bit on the side, but it's just lovely.
I thought Picross created a picture.
Yeah,
Or
it does.
because it does?
Yeah.
It creates a picture of the furniture.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just as I say that.
So it's
that,
like
that
it
part of
says
the
it's
video
like a
is showing up.
chair or it's
Yes.
or a table or it's not exciting pictures really because you are getting a picture of the furniture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like pretty exciting. Yeah. I got a
Oh, look at
humidifier.
that table.
I got a humidifier the other day. But there is a shitload of puzzles to do. So I think I've done like 30 and it feels like there's maybe 200 odd, something like that. Plus then the harder variations of all of them. So almost infinite content.
It's a hoarder rat.
It is a hoarder rat. Yeah.
'Cause it gave me that little feeling of like, what was that Animal Crossing DLC, like Animal Crossing Home, Sweet Home
Happy
Designer or
Home.
something like
Yeah.
Happy Home.
Something.
It's kind of like Picross crossed with that, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is basically
Lovely
that.
little game.
Yeah, it's nice. Recommended if you like a wee puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
It looks nice and cozy.
Yeah, it's nice.
Can I, because you're playing this game and you mentioned the word nonogram.
Yes.
And I went to myself, nonogram, is that a 9x9 grid? And it's not. Because nonagon is a 9-sided...
That's when an Italian grandmother leaves after she's
Yeah,
stripped.
she's away. She's left and she's not coming back. But it's different spellings. It's N-O-N-O-gram.
Right.
And then it's N-O-N-A for 9. I was like, I wonder if it's 9x9. And the first thing I seen was 10x10. And I was
there you go.
this is disappointing. And then the spelling is different, so it's a totally different thing.
But still,
Just I know people like these things cleared up.
they do like these little nuggets of information, don't they? As well, I
Yes,
think
they
it's
do.
part of the service. And there's also little rat facts peppered in this game as well, which is nice, cute, and it I think it tells you how you can like donate to a rat sanctuary and things like that. It's nice. It's nice. Big. Yeah. It's just lovely. It's just lovely.
Do you know? Have you ever seen a rat in the wild?
Yeah, they're fucking massive.
Massive.
Yeah. I live in London. I could probably just stamp my foot on the ground right now and I'd catch a rat.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think at least there was a saying, it was like in Edinburgh, you're never like more than 10 feet away from a rat. And I was walking back to my car one day and a rat just popped out the side of the street. I was like, oh yeah, fucking hell, that is wearing a monocle. This thing's massive.
Yeah, they are big.
My husband had a pet rat when he was a child. I still can't quite understand this. Like, I could never now imagine him having a pet rat. But he had a pet rat when he was a child.
Has he always had this affinity to dirty little creatures?
Yeah, it says a lot, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, no, that's nice. I always wanted a rat as well, to be fair. They are cute. I had gerbils. Gerbils.
The potent family.
Yeah. I got sold 2 male gerbils and ended up with 6 gerbils because it turns out they weren't male. And they were sexed incorrectly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So there you go. I can't remember all
So
their
that's
names.
where you got it from.
Sexing incorrectly.
Yes.
Yes.
They were sexed incorrectly. You soon saw an end to that. You were like, these will be sexed properly.
Yeah, I do love rodents. I definitely do. Yeah, well, that is Squeakross Home, Squeak Home. And, yes, as I said in the intro to this episode, a game befitting this auspicious occasion that is our 50th episode. So congratulations, lads.
Oh, well done.
It's big. Congratulations and
Can't
thank
believe
you.
it's 50 already.
Yeah, this is crazy, but yeah, thank you to everyone that's listened up to this point to our little private conversation that we're having in this pub. It's nice that people like to listen to it.
Rude.
Very rude, but we encourage it. It's nice. And yeah, we thought what we'd do to kind of celebrate the big 50 is we've made a few changes around these parts, haven't we?
We have indeed.
Yeah.
Spruced it up a bit.
Spruce things
Got
up a bit.
The duster out.
Yeah. Our own little home,
makeover.
Squeak Home. Exactly. A little makeover, few little bits and bobs that we've wanted to do for a while. And we're going to talk about them throughout this episode. We're going to pepper them in. So let's talk about the first one now, shall we?
Yeah.
Ready? And just to add to, I think we need a bit of pomp and circumstance. So here we go. Ready? We're going to do a
World premiere.
Oh, wow.
yes. Summer Game Fest may be over, but we can still come with the big reveals. So here is the first one.
I want a button that says world premiere.
I didn't mean to talk over the top. Oh, wow. really lose its impact if Xbox did that.
Yeah. Jeff Keighley, if you're listening, that's what you need to do next time. Just have some fucking gimp going, oh, wow. Good. Well, you'll be ready for it next time. So the first of our little updates that we've got is we have got some fancy new podcast artwork, haven't we?
We do indeed.
We do.
Which we have wanted to do for a while. So yeah, obviously we do a different episode artwork every week, but our default artwork with the chameleons chatting, we have given that a thorough makeover, and we have actually been lucky enough to work with Inko Takita, who is the character designer from one of our favourite games of this year, Promise Mascot Agency. So we've worked with her, and she has. If you're listening to this, you can look at the default artwork. I'm sure we'd have posted it on Blue Sky by now as well. But yeah, she absolutely smashed it, didn't she? Like we're all
It's
very
so
happy.
good.
Yeah,
Yes, it is very, very good.
because we
Proper chuffed with that.
yeah.
Yeah.
we love that art style of Promise Mascot Agency, and just she was fully open to working with us 3 idiots and creating our little chameleon selves to go on the
Yeah,
front.
it was
So,
much fun.
yeah, it was fun. And adding in the little bits and bobs, which, I'm sure if you zoom in and have a little look, you'll see some little Easter eggs, and you could probably guess which one of us is which on the cover. But
I
yeah,
think so.
it was nice to do. And really proud of that. And yeah, thank you, Inko, for tolerating our silliness and producing something that we're very proud of. It's very cool.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you to Kaizen Gameworks as well for helping us finding.
For the hookup. Yes, exactly. Lovely. Well, there we go. That was number 1. More to come later.
Tease. What a tease.
What a tease. But in the meantime, Alex, tell us about what you've been playing this week.
Where would we like to go first? Do we want a wee trip to Survivor's Corner or do we want to save that? What do you think?
Lewis, you decide as you take a sip of drink.
as I take a drink. Alex, let's go. Not go to Survivor's Corner.
Okay, so I have been playing this week Tron Catalyst. I have played and finished Tron Catalyst. So Tron Catalyst is the second Tron game from Bethel Games, and it's actually co-produced and tested by some friends of the show, which is very nice to hear. But this one, I'm trying to think, it's not quite an RPG, but it's like an action isometric action game. Whereas all the games before have had a bit of a puzzle element, this one doesn't. But it's a story in the Tron universe, and there's been this cataclysmic event which has caused you, the character, to glitch. And the whole story is you trying to find out why this glitch is causing you to be stuck in a time loop and ultimately solve the time loop to save the world. That's, in a nutshell, like what you're doing. But you're exploring this world and you've got like different factions within it, and you are... I'm trying the best. It is isometric and it's almost a little. I don't want it kind of Hades like, but it's not a roguelike. But in terms of that kind of combat inness of it, it's like you go into a room, you get these enemies, you clear that room, it'll open the doors to go and get to the next bit, and then there's almost Metroidvania elements to it as well. That you need to kind of collect different keys and data discs to open different bits of the doors to it, but it's nicely contained in quite a small package. I don't know how long it took me to finish this, but I can't imagine it was in excess of 8 hours. I would say it was probably less than that. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's just, I think that world of Tron and that art style, and when you look at it, it's just really pretty. I played it on the Switch, and the one thing I'll say is it wasn't really pretty on the Switch too when you put it into the dock and put it on the TV. Like, the Switch 2 really showed it up in a bad way there, and I feel for developers and publishers at the minute who are not getting the Switch 2 dev kits to be able to optimise the games for it, because I think it's such a bad time for them to try and sell this game on new hardware. And handheld, absolutely fine, you would never know, but when you put it on the screen, it's not great.
So is that just because it's been optimised for Switch 1? And
yeah, it's a low resolution. When it's then pushed up to like the 4K output, it just does not look right at all. But I mean, it plays fine. It's just not nice for the eyes, really. So I would recommend if you're playing it on the Switch 2, play it in handheld. But there's a lot of dialogue in it, and the story's probably the standout of the game. But I was quite surprised at how good the action and the combat was as well. So you've got like different move sets that you can learn, and basically you have a disc. You've got your Tron identity disc, and you can use that as a weapon. You can fire it at the enemies and stun them, or you can bounce it off the walls to come through it. And you have a limited number of upgrades you can get. There are upgrades for collecting the energy particles and stuff throughout the city, but it's like, I think there's basically 9 upgrades in total. I don't think it's any more than that. So it's not like this huge skill tree. But then, and as you progress through, you get to one of the upgrades is you can learn or steal the data skills from the enemies that you take out. So if they've got like a big, one of their things is like an energy sword type thing, you can basically borrow that and start fighting the enemies with that sword and stealing their abilities, which it kept it fresh as the game went on. And although it was quite, I think if you were just doing the same thing over and over again, but it kind of layered a little bit on as you progressed, just keeping the action and the combat fresh whilst you were going through the story, because the story was what you were invested in. And all round, I think it was a really nice package. I really enjoyed the game. seems to have been a little bit polarising. I think it's sitting about 69 now on Open Critic, but you'll have like 8s and 9s in there, but you'll get like 5s and 6s in there as well. It's one of those, maybe if you like Tron and you like the lore and you like the world, you might like the game better, but I think for just the game itself is worthy of playing. I think it's a good game.
Where would you sit? So if it's averaging around a 70, where would you land, do you think?
I'd probably go for an 8. I
Yeah?
think I gave it a 4 out of 5. But I really liked it. I think the one thing that would have probably elevated it for me if it still had like that kind of weird puzzly element to it, like the other games had, like because that's something that I've really enjoyed about Bethel games. Like they do usually put some sort of puzzle mechanic in there. It's a little bit different, and I think I felt personally like I'd lost something for not having that, but I don't think others might necessarily feel the same, and it's not the type of game that they were making with this one. But I kind of expected in my head there to be something in there, and it wasn't. But
Interesting.
yeah.
I have never interacted with any Tron media whatsoever.
Even the films.
No, nothing.
Crazy.
Yeah, don't know anything about it other than futuristic and bikes. That's all I know.
I reckon you'd like it.
Really?
Yeah, I think you
The
would
first,
as well.
I guess the second film's quite good, but you'd like the first one at least.
Is the second one quite recent? Like the last
Fairly.
decade or so?
10 or 15 years now,
And then
maybe.
the old one is 80s.
80s, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I should.
And it was just when you said that there that you do drive light cycles and stuff in this one as well, which was quite nice.
Cool.
It looks, and it's a likening incoming. It looks like The Ascent, another Alex game.
Yeah, kind of. It's that kind of perspective. I suppose that's an isometric bit of it, isn't it? Yeah. But it's the Ascent's probably much more obviously shooting. There's no guns in anything. Is there any guns at all? There might be some guns in some of the enemies, but it's very, very few.
That's
You're not doing
what
any
it's
shooting.
about, really.
Yeah.
The Ascent was good. I enjoyed that when we played that together, Alex.
Yeah, it was
That
good when we
fun.
played it. It's the usual me going in, running and gunning.
Yeah.
And dying.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds cool. So what's that called? Tron
Tron Catalyst.
Catalyst. Interesting. And you played that on Switch.
I did,
Switch
but it's
2, I
on
should say.
everything, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
I should say I played Squeakross on Switch 2 as well. I think it's also on Steam. But yeah, Lewis, what have you been playing on your Switch 2?
On my Switch 2, I have been playing a game long in my backlog. And that is Iconoclasts.
Oh, yes.
I was in the mood for a bit of Metroidvania action. I was like, let me troll the archives, see what I've got. And this is one that like I've had installed on my Switch for ages,
Yeah.
but never got around to playing it. And I was like, I'll stick it on the Switch too, and I'll play it. So I'm maybe 3 hours in, and so you play this like mechanic, and something goes wrong, and you go off on a wild adventure. But it's got all those sort of like. Have you either of you played it actually before I go? And
Never played it. I've always, I think
I
I've been in the same boat as you, where it's been in my backlog for years because I know it's quite highly rated. But yeah, never got around to it.
yeah, I think it's just one guy that developed it. But you sort of go off. You're equipped with like a stun gun and a wrench, and you go about either like there's like these little like nuts with bolts around the world where you need to like crank them to open up doors, and it's all timed and that sort of stuff. But like it's got that kind of that Metroidvania thing where you explore, you retrace your steps. There are sites of prayer, I think that's what they're called, where you save and like equip little widgets to like augment your loadout. It's fun. It's well written. It's quite funny. It's lovely to look at, and it's one that, like I said, I'm so early in it, and it's one of those games that the gameplay has got me, and you're almost fed story at the start, you can go into this building. It's like a church or something like that. And you can speak to someone there and they go, what do you want to know about? And there's like 4 or 5 different options. And you go, oh, I want to know about the creator. I want to know about, the mother, all that kind of stuff. And it kind of gives you a blurb about what it is, but there's no context in what it actually all means.
Right.
So it seems like there's some overarching god-like figure who is, like almost, well, it's really early on in the game. For some reason, they blame this house being destroyed on this all-powerful being.
Right.
But you don't really know what's going on, why it's happened. Everyone sort of strives to live in a place called City 1, where there aren't any... This is annoying me because I'm forgetting the word. It's like penance. There's no penance there. So I think that means you can just fucking do what you want.
Yeah.
But in all these other locations, you can't like blaspheme against the god. You can't do what the god doesn't want you to do, or like he'll take you. So it's kind of unpicking that, and your character's dad has, air quotes, died.
Right.
And like, but you keep having dreams about him, and you go off and you're on your big adventure. But it's such a lovely game. It's snappy as well. You know, we've spoken about before that games that feel a bit sluggish.
Yeah.
This is snappy, nice and snappy.
Seems like quite serious, some serious topics that it's dealing with. I didn't quite get that. Obviously, from the name, I should have probably guessed that, but I didn't, because it looks so bright and colourful in all the key art. I didn't assume it would have that level of depth to it. That's quite cool.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's quite humorous. Like it's got a degree of is it brevity? Is that the word?
Levity.
Levity. What's the difference?
Brevity is when something's brief, like quick, and then levity is like when you're lightening the mood kind of thing.
Okay.
For example,
No, I feel
Lewis brings.
like an idiot.
you asked. I mean, we're all about learning. There's our word of the week.
Here was me hoping it would be. In fact, let's just remember, I brought up Nonagon, right? And inside the Jeep. Let's the fuck about here.
Exactly. Yeah, it looks good. I'm actually surprised because I know you love a Metroidvania, but you do like a dark and dingy one, and this doesn't look like that. This looks bright and colourful and
It is.
a little bit cheery. It's good. Good to see. Lovely to see.
Lovely. I mean, like I said, I think it's 11 hours to complete
Yeah.
HLTB,
Yep.
which is a nice length. And if it keeps up this pace, that'll fly by.
Yeah. I'm quite tempted to join you in that. I fancied it for quite some time, and I'd imagine it pops really nice on that Switch 2 screen.
Bloody gorgeous.
Lovely.
And an 83 on Metacritic.
Is it now? I
Pretty
knew it was
well
highly
done.
rated. I didn't realise it was that high.
Yeah. Decent. Iconoclasts. Good.
I feel like I've heard that name loads of times and I've still never known what it is. Or it's one of those that we've talked about it and then I forget about it and I still don't ever remember what it is.
It's been about.
Yeah.
Quick update from me on Switch 2 bits and bobs. I've played a bit more of Fast Fusion.
Oh yeah.
That's a real sleeper hit of the Switch 2 launch. Lewis is pulling a face. I've really enjoyed that. I've sat down and played it for an entire evening and rolled credits on it and stuff, and
Wow.
then played with the fusion aspect of it, which I didn't even dabble in before. But you can just smush two vehicles together and then get like a 25% increase in your acceleration or a 45% increase in your boost or whatever. And that was quite a nice little system. It was a little bit Persona-ish when you're like, adding your personas together and fusing them. So I really enjoyed it. I think it's a slick little package, and I think it's definitely worth the 13 odd quid. It's ridiculous to have something.
It's just got better with its pure It's pure upgrade with an extra 3 tracks and a new mode, which I think it's 1440p with no upscaling.
I
it's
didn't even know
to
that.
be a bit cleaner. Yeah. So
Very cool. What was your Lewis?
updates already.
What was your reaction to that when I said I was enjoying it? You kind of screwed your face up in there.
Yeah, I don't think it's
kind of
I think
bitchy
it's
way.
okay.
Okay.
Okay at most.
Why?
I don't know.
Too bare bones?
I do not know. Perhaps. Just not enough. Not enough there. It's nice and snappy.
Yeah.
No frame drops. Not that I would mind if there was, but it's just really smooth. But yeah, I think I'm missing weapons.
Weapons would be nice, yeah. But then you like F-Zero and there's no weapons in that.
Yeah, but F-Zero's... Yeah, for some reason that feels like there's more there in F-Zero.
Yeah. Let me tell you about
I
a
don't
little
know
game
what it
called
is.
Wipeout.
Uh-huh.
Oh. King. Still king of the futuristic racers, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think that's extreme G.
Okay. Agree to disagree. Alex, let's do your little Survivors update. What have you got for us this week?
This week I bring Soulstone Survivors, which has just hit version 1.0 and released on consoles as well as PC, obviously. So it's an Xbox, PS5 and PC, and it's very good. Very polished. Like in comparison to a lot of Survivors games, it's got that proper like polished look to it. But it's structured slightly differently in the fact that you go into a map and you have to kill, say, 400 enemies, and that will spawn like the first boss, and then you need to kill that boss. You get like a soulstone, pulls everything in, another 400, and there's like 5 bosses I think you need to get rid of in each level or kill in each level. And then at that point you can choose there, do I end this here, or do I basically go into like a boss rush mode, or do I go into an endless mode? And it gives you like 3 different portals at the end of that to basically almost give it an extra roguelike element, because you can just keep going and going and going, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And yeah, very cool, very good, very polished. Loads of characters. Each of the characters are voiced. So like when you're going through it and picking up like some of the power-ups and stuff, they'll like say something and there'll be a wee line will come up and they'll have a wee quip to the weapon you've picked up, or like, oh, I needed that, or oh, I've got the power, and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it just seems, obviously it's been in early access for quite a while, so there's a lot to it for your money, and I think it's $12.99 maybe. So in the scheme of Survivors, it's to the upper end of like your price range, but I think you're getting a lot for your money, and I'd highly recommend it. I think it's very good.
Yeah, it looks I like the colour palette. I don't know why. It reminds me of Monster Train 2, the presentation of it. Looks very, I don't know what, I can't really define how that is. That's what I would liken it to in terms of the UI and the colours and the characters. Yeah. Yeah, it looks,
No,
it does look cool.
it's not in a bad way, but it's mobile gamey looking.
I know what you mean,
Yeah.
but I think at heart most Survivors like games kind of are. Like
Yeah, I
it's really like they probably are ideal on a mobile. But
I just mean the art style. I don't know.
that kind of clash of clans or whatever you call it. That clash. I know what you mean.
But like not in any way that's negative. It still looks really nice. Just I did think, I wonder if this is on mobile.
I don't actually know if it's on mobile.
It's got that
I don't think it is.
cleanliness about it, isn't it? It's just very, yeah. It doesn't look rough around the edges in any way, which is not a bad thing. What are you playing it on, Alex? Deck.
PS5.
Nice. Yeah.
Trophies and all that I don't care about anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, ideally I would have played it on the Switch, but it wasn't on the Switch.
Is there anything that particularly sets it aside from all its other competitors in the Survivors sphere?
I think probably just the depth to it and like the different kind of game modes. So it does it's got more variety, I would say, than some of the other ones, because you do those maps, and then you can unlock new maps, and you can go whatever route you want at the end to go down, like that kind of, can't even remember it's like what it called it, but it was one side of it was like a big arena, and you were just to survive in this arena, like eliminating elites, and then the other side was just more of a kind of traditional endless run, again with the difficulty building up. So I think it just gives you a wee bit more variety, and I'd say there's a lot of content and characters and stuff to it. And then you can get, I've not got far enough to get, I think you then have different like runes and stuff you can collect, which then tweak some of the gameplay of the characters and stuff like that as well. So I just think it's more in line with the size of it as much as anything in terms of the scope.
Cool. It looks like a good one. And yeah, most of these games tend to go on deep discount quite frequently, don't they? So probably worth keeping an eye on the wish list. Yeah, I guess the other thing we all played Mario Kart World, didn't we? We had a little community night, which was, what was there, like 10 of us at one point?
Roughly, yeah. It was very, very good.
Really good fun. And I would say the Switch 2 has been really good for that. Just sort of reinvigorating that community aspect and making us all want to play together. It's been good. Very enjoyable. And no cheating from anyone. So,
that wasn't the consensus.
Just great driving all round. And some great competition. But then the other one that's been a little bit of a talking point in Discord and amongst our little group is Splatoon 3. I guess that was because of the announcement of Raiders, and it kind of brought Splatoon 3 back into the conversation. And Lewis, I've played a little bit of it, remembered I'm shit at it, and stopped again. But you played a bit as well, didn't you?
Yeah, that's pretty much my experience.
Okay, there we go.
As well. But I think Max was saying, I think he was like, the colours really pop. And I was like, well, I'm going to go and have a little look and see what's up. Because, I did go through a phase of quite enjoying Splatoon. And it was more of a curiosity about how it was going to look on the new system. To my eye, it looks almost the same.
I can tell no difference whatsoever.
Yeah, none. As I just have a few games and managed to win first game back, which I was happy with, and then I got absolutely, the team anyway, got absolutely thumped on the next like 3 matches. I was like, this is very frustrating. I don't understand. Maybe someone can write in on a stamped addressed envelope and tell us, right, see in Splatoon there's 4 of you, right? Surely the aim is to ink as much turf as possible.
Yeah.
Why is it when you get the stats at the end, it says like, let's just say 1,000 P for like number 1? How come there's always like 1 or 2 people at the bottom who've got like next to none? Like, what have they been doing?
I assume they
should be working as a team.
I assume they've just been dying a lot, and
that's usually the case if it's me.
I'm very much like that in Splatoon. I'll just concentrate on trying to. Right, I'm just inking some areas.
Yeah,
leave me alone. Let me ink.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I do. But you'd still expect to see, even if you are dying all the time, which I die all the time as well, because I'm like, let's see if I can get to their zone or whatever, and just inking as much as I can. And
I don't think I've ever killed anyone in Splatoon. Like, I always, as soon as I see someone, it's like, oh, they've killed me. It's worse than Call of Duty for that.
I can't hit them with my big roller. That was the only thing I ever tried to do. I'm like, I'm going to scalp you with my big roller. And that was it.
Yeah, but I think it could be fun if we all played it, possibly. But
yeah,
I'm so shit at it. It's depressing.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. What I think is needed is like an offline career mode type thing where it's just you are one on a team of 4 and you're like going through a league like in like a FIFA or whatever. Just, you don't need to be playing with it. The others are controlled by bots. You can manage the difficulty of the opponents. I think that would help.
Yeah. You think that's what's needed?
I think that's what's needed.
Yeah. Do you know what I think is needed?
What?
World premiere.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's another one. Thank you for not talking over that one, Lewis. Excellent work. He's learned.
I did. You must have done it too quietly.
Alex, coming to you for this one. What have we got? What's the next world premiere for episode 50?
Well, obviously we got some lovely new artwork, and we thought what goes nicely with some lovely new artwork with some lovely merchandise. So we now have a very nice little The Mimics Vale merchandise store where you can get some t-shirts with the new artwork, some t-shirts with the logo, a hat with the logo,
Yep.
a beer mug,
Yep.
a tote bag, bed
sorts.
covers.
No bed covers. But hey, we'll take
But
that.
yes, we have a lovely new store available for anyone who would like some TMV merchandise. I mean, obviously we wanted it, which was probably the main reason for getting it. But if anybody else does, it is there for you. And we will put the link in the show notes, not the show notes, the show description.
Yep.
So I won't read it out to you just now.
You can.
Will I do it?
Yeah. Read it out.
I mean, it's quite easy to remember. It is themimicsvale.myspreadshop.co.uk.
Easy as that. And
Easy peasy.
Yeah. It's some good stuff, and yeah, we've had a couple of people ask, thinking that they'd like a cap with the logo on and stuff, and we just thought, yeah, that would be a nice thing to make available, and it ties in really nicely with the new artwork. So yeah, merchandise.
They wanted to rep us.
They wanted to
They
rep
wanted to
us
rep us on the street.
on the streets.
Respect.
Exactly.
Respect.
And yeah, it all looks lovely, and yeah, obviously, it helps us. If you make a purchase, it does help us as well. But you also get to be the envy of all your friends. Cool garms
You can have
for cool
our
gamers.
faces on your chest.
Exactly. But yeah, so that's cool. That's another update. Bang. What else are we talking about? Oh yeah, that was the other thing we were going to do for episode 50. Was we thought switch things up a little bit and do a little community Q&A. So we did. We put the signal out and asked if anyone had any burning questions that they wanted to ask us, gaming or otherwise. And yeah, quite a few people have responded. What we'll probably do is, looking at the time, we're not going to get a chance to go through all of them now. So the ones that we don't get around to now, we will answer in the Chimbat, our Patreon podcast, which you can get at patreon.com/themimicsvale. But these ones, let's go for it. What's the first question? Who's got the questions up there?
I have.
I
I,
do. Do you want to go this one?
I can do the first one. So on Blue Sky, Chris Wynn said, as I think you're all gamer dads and having just had our baby girl recently, how do you balance out your gaming with other adult and parental responsibilities? How do
Great
you do
question.
It? How do you do it?
And congratulations, Chris.
Yes, congratulations.
Real men have girls.
That is true.
That's what they say. That's what Lewis says.
Every day. That's the first message into the group chat in the morning.
Remember, guys. Yeah. Alex, how do you do it?
Well, I mean, I probably get the easiest answer out of the three of us because I've got the least number of children. So we do this in ascending order. I mean, there's a lot. It's everybody's different, and there's no. It's I'm in a situation where I'm at home all the time anyway, and I manage sometimes get some gaming time in at lunchtimes, or some evenings if we're all working at home on the same days, we'd rather not see each other at night, so I get more time to play games. But and then when you get to a certain age, you do it together. But it is that way of just having some time aside that you always need some time to yourself. I think it's very, very important to set aside some time to yourself and whether that's to do gaming or whatever else you want to do. But that's generally what I use my time for, and that is gaming. And I'm very fortunate that I do get a decent amount of time to spend because my son goes to bed relatively early and generally, touch wood, without fuss. So I manage, most evenings I manage because I don't really do very much else.
I think that's the key, isn't it? Not having any other interests. I very rarely watch TV or movies or anything, or read books or keep up with the news or anything that a healthy adult should do. It's like, yeah, that's the one thing. And a lot of it is because we do this podcast as well. It feels like I want to be able to do this, so I can kind of justify playing games of an evening. It's how I kind of decompress I think having a very understanding partner helps a lot as well. Like,
Yeah.
100%.
I'm not interested in watching your crime drama shite, but I will sit next to you and play on the Switch, So we're still in the same space, but, we both like different things. But also, yeah, we're all in different situations. So I've got 3 boys, and my wife is away a lot for work. So most weekends it's just me and the boys. And there's an element of like, I can kind of do what I want because there's not an adult around, So it's like, when my time is kind of my own, I can allow myself, having worked all week, to I'm just going to chill out for a couple of hours and play something and not feel too guilty about it because I've been working all week and then running around all day looking after the kids, So I deserve it, is how I feel. So it's, taking time for yourself.
I thought the way you said that, you were counting yourself in with the kids here. I was like, oh, there's no adult about.
No, I am.
Going to do work.
No, I am. I'm like, yeah, let's get a fucking pizza and play some games, boys. It is a bit like that, but yeah, it's just you've got to make pockets of time, and handheld gaming, playing on the commute is handy as well. But what about you, Lewis? Any tips?
I tend to stay up quite late and do any of that gaming stuff at night time when everyone else is in bed asleep.
You are a night owl, aren't you?
I am.
Of the 3 of us,
I'm
I think.
horrendous in the morning. No wonder.
Yeah,
but
you are definitely.
Don't talk to him until his 4th coffee.
Yeah.
Night owl, I can twist my head 355 degrees.
Yeah, that's the other thing as well. Like, I do think surviving on a bit less sleep, if you can function, and then squeezing in a few hours after everyone else has gone to bed is always. I don't know if I'd advise it, but it's an option, and it works for you.
My bedtime is generally around 12 o'clock, midnight.
Okay.
I'd never survive if I went to bed at that time.
No?
I'm like a 9:30, 10 o'clock person these days.
Yeah. So there you go, Chris. A mixed bag of tips.
But I think handheld's probably the key for you at this stage because you're going to have a baby on you quite a lot of the time, and if it's sleeping, you've got free hands.
Yeah.
So make the most of it.
Yeah, and they make a handy little rest as well, so you don't have to hold it all yourself.
Yeah.
You can just pop it on their little soft head, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. A little bit of indentation, work a little groove in there to use it as a. No, don't do that.
And I do apologise for calling your daughter it.
What is the next question that we have?
Shall I take this one?
Go on.
This one's from Pietro. And it is: if you could only play 5 games for the rest of your life, what ones would they be?
Oh, that is a great question. That is. Let me just pull up my top 10 games of all time.
Yes. Well, see, there's a game in there, for mine anyway, that isn't in my top 10, but I would, if I could only play 5 games,
Yeah.
it would be in the 5.
What is it?
Any FIFA game.
I mean, I
course.
understand your point there, though.
Yeah.
I do. I completely get that because sometimes you just need that.
And it is it is infinitely replayable as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Fair enough.
That would be in there.
FIFA 23
Football,
specifically.
FIFA 23, yeah.
I think he's like a football manager as well. That's your kind of
Yeah.
it's that kind of game too. I mean, the one on the top of my list is quite obvious that it's going to be Tetris.
Tetris.
Yeah. Yeah. I think things like my equivalent of Tetris would probably be Slay the Spire, where you could just, you can just do the same thing over and over again, but it's always slightly different. And then I think
I'd have Forza Horizon 5.
Yeah.
Oh, a Forza Horizon game.
Yeah. I think having something open world is a good shout. That's
Elden Ring?
I did think of that as well.
I thought it,
don't know
but
if
it's so oppressive though, isn't it? I don't know if I want to play it over and over again. I feel like Breath of the Wild or even Tears of the Kingdom, because there's a few extra systems thrown in. But
Yeah.
maybe one of them. Or maybe
In
Horizon.
fact, I don't think looking at top 5 works, because those are the games, but like, if I was to pick games to play, I've only had 5 games to play forever. I'm looking further down my list and I'm like, actually, WWF No Mercy. I think I'd put that on my list.
Yeah. Yeah. I think my top...
Electro. Sorry.
Yeah, similar to Slay the Spire, isn't it? It's like you are just doing the same thing, but nothing is ever the same. I think. The last time we did a top 10, my top one was Persona 5 Royal, and I do think I could play that again because there's a real comfort thing about it, like in all the little relationships, and it's like going back to a TV series that's just easy to watch. Catching up with those characters, I think that would be quite a nice one for that. And the music, and I could certainly see myself. I think I will replay that one day from start to finish. So that would be in mine. Also thought something like creative would be good as well. So something like Mario Maker or Game Builder Garage or Dreams.
Oh yeah,
Just something where you can just make your own entertainment and music, obviously.
obviously.
But yeah,
Animal Crossing, put that in there.
yeah. But yeah, just something like that where you could be like, well, my imagination is the only limitation, kind of thing. Would be good.
Yeah.
Any others from you guys?
I'd control Hollow Knight.
Well, I mean, you play that all the time anyway, don't you?
That's a once a month job for you.
I do need to do my yearly playthrough of Control.
It's been a wee while.
Yeah. Maybe like another sort of comfort game like Link to the Past or Super Mario World or something from my childhood that games that I've started 500 times already, could happily do that.
See, I was thinking from a comfort perspective, like something like Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga or something like that, when you've not, again, just a good wee actiony, silly game, maybe a bit of humour in it that you can just sit and grind through, or even back to like the Marvel superheroes ones and stuff, like just a good Lego game.
Yeah.
So not Horizon Adventures.
No. Yeah. Good. Some good picks
And
there.
a Mario game somewhere.
And a Mario game. Or Streets of Rage 2. I could do that. That's probably the game I've played over most in my entire life. And I feel like I could play that over and over again. And then we had final question. Let's make this the final one from Hopple. What secret hobbies do you have? I've already said I have no other hobbies apart from this. Any secret hobbies? Well, Lewis, you've got an obvious secret hobby that's not secret to the patrons, but I don't think we've ever spoken about it on here.
No, I guess it's another reason why that limits my time playing games, and is that I do stand up.
There you go.
As a hobby.
Yep.
Very used to.
That's not comedy, just stands up.
Just stand up.
Yeah.
Just used to people not laughing at what I say.
Yeah.
Actually, I say that. I used to do my old job. Used to host calls, and I'd always like put in like a stupid little joke, and no one would laugh. And I thought to myself, I'm used to people not laughing. I could have people not laugh at me whilst I stand on stage doing this.
That's good. Yeah, I guess if you can conquer that, then stand up is easy.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not easy, but yeah. So it's been doing it a wee while now.
Yeah. Enjoying it?
Oh, that's great. I love it. I love it so much. Even when it doesn't go well, you sort of take away what hasn't worked, try and figure out why it didn't work, and then, maybe change it tiny wee bit, go back and do it again.
Yep. I think that's
Sometimes when something does work, you change it, and then it doesn't work again, you go, well, I'll change it back to how it was.
sometimes you can overcorrect.
Yes.
No, I think that's the coolest hobby.
Yeah.
That is, yeah. I admire you for doing that.
Thank you.
So
Sincerely. And one day you'll let us watch.
Well, that is true.
That's the goal. That's the next goal. Yeah.
Another
Buy
thing
us
just on that
pizza.
is like it's we won't go for pizza. It's one of those things. I can't think of anything else. Maybe music to a certain extent, but you can like practice all your stuff on your own, have it word perfect for how you want it to sound. But you can never really test something until it's in front of other people.
Yeah.
So you might be like, this is great.
Yeah.
And you go up and you do it, and it's the opposite of that.
Yeah. Or better than you ever imagined. And people love it.
Yeah. Still waiting for that.
But it'll happen. It'll happen. Yeah, I mean, I guess that leads nicely onto my secret hobby, which is music, which I dabble in from time to time. Write and produce and do a bit of rapping. And yeah.
Go on.
I'm not going to do it right now. It's got the forum for it. But yeah, so I've done that for years, and it's something that I still enjoy doing. Like last time I had a day off to myself, I just went walking around all day and writing a song just in my head, and just it's the writing process that I like the most. It's starting with nothing and ending up with something that maybe somebody might like one day. It's just nice.
Well, I personally have a lot of copies of one of your albums. And when I was moving house, that was on my car.
That was your
all the
packing
time.
material.
It really made that glassware safe.
Yes. Excellent kindling as well. It really is dual purpose.
I was on in the car and we're going back and forward between houses. And so now when I think of moving, I think of that album. And also the set Clouds.
Clouds, yeah.
That's a great EP, I believe.
It is an
the
EP.
The youth call that.
Yep.
And you should, what was it? Tell the people so they can go and listen. 'Cause it's really good.
Delusionists is the name of my group.
Thank you.
And yeah, we don't do much. As I said, got 3 kids, one hobby. Makes it very difficult to make stuff. But yeah, we do bits, gigs here and there, that kind of thing. Yeah.
I think it's honestly, I love those 2 records.
Yeah, records.
I think they're great. I love them.
That is very kind. Thanks, mate.
Sorry.
Alex, tell us a secret.
I make movies.
Home movies.
Leave me so last. Like, I do stand-up comedy. I make music. Oh, what do you do? I build fucking Lego on my spare time. I'm like, aye, very good.
Alex, I'm being serious here. I love those movies. They're great.
Yeah, thanks for sharing them with
Just
us.
don't share them with anybody else, please.
Yeah. But no, you have got a veritable palace of Lego behind you. I think that's a
I'm a
cool
bit of
hobby
it.
as well.
I mean, I'm a bit of a geek at heart, and I like my Lego. And when I like a jigsaw, people maybe don't appreciate that one, but I love doing jigsaw. Like, that's how you know you're getting old. But yeah, I'm not as creative as these guys. Like I don't have a musical bone in my body, and I don't really have much of a funny bone in my body either. But I like I like to spend a lot of time like doing Lego and stuff because I find it very therapeutic and very calming. So like things like that is I like to just take a wee bit of time to sit and just go through the process and enjoy it, and it's just a very nice thing to do every now and again. And I know it's a very expensive hobby, and I know most of you know it's not really a secret hobby, but it's more than just because I like the stuff and I want it. I do actually enjoy the process of building it all and everything as well.
Yeah, well, I don't think that's any different to making music or crafting a comedy set. Like you're literally making something with your own bare hands.
I've got instructions.
But then you've got something to show for it at the end. Whereas I could write a song and be like, oh well, that just exists in my head. What's the point in that? Whereas you've got something tangible, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I can tell a joke and be left with a severe case of self-loathing.
Exactly. Well, speaking of self-loathing, let's move on to one final
world premiere.
Lewis, over to you.
Right, so something was in the wind. A change was afoot. I managed to wrestle control of Guess the Outro from Ben.
He's going to be less gobshite, you know.
Well, we'll see.
I suspect not. So
it's going to be worse.
So yeah, from now on, you're in charge of this. This is your baby. Take my baby and make it yours.
Look after it.
Look after it for 49 episodes.
Then it's Alex's. Right.
God.
Well,
okay.
Let's close out this episode as we play Guess the Outro Conundrum.
Oh, Conundrum.
That's right.
I'm excited.
Guess the Outro Conundrum. So, do you have a guess at what you have to do here? No, I'll tell you. Rules are pretty similar. You can only guess one game, and I will give you 2 clues. One at the start, one in the middle.
Okay.
And then at the end, I'll give you the conundrum.
Okay.
Which is an anagram of the game that I'm thinking of.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
You get it?
Okay, I get it. Clever. Cool.
Whether there'll be a time limit on the conundrum, I do not know yet. We'll see.
We'll find out.
We'll figure that out. Okay, so we got a clue coming first and foremost.
We've got a clue, and I've tried my very best, Ben, to make these good clues.
I'm sure you have. Okay, let's do this, Alex. 100% win record starts now.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, I hope you do get them all right. Right, clue number 1. The developer of this game is now defunct.
Fucking hell. That is a good clue.
It could be anybody at this stage.
Yeah. I haven't checked today's headlines.
It was Xbox is making mass redundancies today, so yeah.
Oh, great. Now defunct. How many defunct developers can we think of? There is Jesus. This is hard. Turns out you got it right.
I think you need to ask the first. You need to ask the first question of this new
fine.
age, Ben.
Yeah. Was their last game published in the last 5 years?
No.
Okay. So they haven't published anything since 2020. Okay.
But something like are they defunct because they were purchased by somebody
Ooh,
else.
that is a good question. Let's really test his knowledge. Yeah, I like that. Oh, what?
So
Yeah, go on.
are they defunct because they were purchased by another organisation, stroke developer, stroke publisher?
I think they were, but it doesn't matter. They're still defunct.
Well, that's a gobshite answer.
That's
I don't think I ever gave gobshite answers, did I?
never.
No.
Well, you would have went.
Let me
you
check
ask
that
another
so I
question
can
until
give
I
you a
check
definitive
that?
yes or no. Okay, so you think they were acquired, but it doesn't matter because they're defunct anyway.
They were acquired.
They were acquired. They're defunct. Right, who was acquired? Fucking hell. So acquired and then defunct, but haven't released anything in the last 5 years. I've got nothing for that. Were they acquired by one of the big three platform holders, i.e. Nintendo, Sony or Microsoft?
No.
Okay. Not.
What about were they acquired by like Embracer Group?
I feel like that's too recent.
I would move away from the acquisition.
Okay, fine. Okay. Right. Let's. Have we got anyone in mind, or should
No.
we think more about the
Take the game.
game? Yeah. Let's think about the game,
Do
or
you
when
want
it,
to try
or
and
time period maybe.
Yeah, because it's not the last game's not been within the 5 years, so I mean
Yeah.
it could be 20 years ago or something.
Yeah. Was this game released in the 80s or 90s?
Yes.
Okay. Is that 4 questions we've had?
Yep.
Okay.
What about an exclusive? Does it matter at that stage, really? Most things were exclusive, kind of 80s and 90s, weren't they?
Yeah. I reckon so. So, 80s, 90s. So it could be like an arcades thingy bob, maybe.
Could we go character name and title?
Yes. Taste of his own medicine.
Yeah. Character name and title this.
That's a tricky one, to be honest. Let me put it like this. Yes, but not the character. Not the playable character.
Okay, so a character from the game has their name in the title.
Yep.
Like Zelda kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right,
Well, it's not
clue?
Zelda. Yeah, go on. Yep. Clue number 2.
Right. So, the YouTube comments for this song that we're going to listen to. Let me see. I've got a couple here. It's a shame the game is so naff because the aesthetic was perfect. And also, great upload. I think this game and music was designed for 50 Hz. It was developed in the UK. It's a wee bit fast in 60. Quite a lot of information there.
That's a lot of information. It makes me think of like James Pond or like a like a shitty Amiga game or something like that.
Mark will be cussing you right now.
I don't mean shitty. Well, no, I do. Shitty, sorry. Should we ask if it was released on? Because the fact that they weren't acquired, that acquisition thing is throwing me off.
Yeah, it was probably a bad question in the end.
Yeah. Was it? I feel like that might be a blind alley as well, though, going down the PC
Yeah.
route. Sorry, Lewis. Read that second YouTube comment again.
The second YouTube comment is... great upload. I think the game and music was designed for 50 Hz. It was developed in the UK. It's a wee bit fast in 60. It was me that commented that.
I mean, I think that 50 and 60 though, that's more a console thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because was that not like your NTSC versus your PAL?
Yeah. He's not been a gobshite and gone for Wipeout, has he? Because that could be because that was developed in the UK, and I think the UK version of it, there was something about it running weird, I think.
Maybe. Well, why don't you see if it's like a futuristic racer?
I feel like that's too specific though. Was this originally released on a PlayStation?
No.
Okay. God damn it.
Should we try and narrow down a genre? Or do we think that's even going to help at this stage?
A bit fast. I mean, I feel like it's a platformer. I don't know why, but yeah, maybe let's say platformer, racing game, and what else might be?
What else did you get? Like then,
like
RPG?
a shoot 'em up.
No. Shoot 'em up. Yeah. So yeah, is it a platformer, a shoot 'em up, or a racing game?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Right, which one is it?
Yeah, Lewis, which one is it? Wasn't Star Fox developed in the UK? Or Star Wing, as it was.
Is it not? Was it?
I know it's a Nintendo game, but I'm pretty sure there was like a British team behind it, maybe? Should we guess the platform again? Or whether it was a platform exclusive, maybe?
Yeah.
Was it a platform exclusive when it first released?
Yes and no.
Fucking hell.
For fuck's sake.
Let's just say yes.
So it makes me think like it was a platform exclusive for the console, but you maybe got it in like an arcade or something. Do you think?
Maybe. So when it first released, it was a platform exclusive. Is that right, Lewis?
It's a platform exclusive.
It's a platform exclusive. Why is he answering it like that?
Many questions is that?
That's 8. After 9,
Yeah.
I'll give you an extra clue.
Okay.
No.
Platform exclusive. It's a platformer, shoot 'em up, or racing game. It's not on the PlayStation, and the company does not exist anymore.
We're not doing very well here, Ben.
Well, it's a rocky start, isn't it? We'll figure.
Yeah.
We'll ease into it.
And there's a character name in the title, but it's not the character that you control.
Maybe should we make it more about us? Figure it out. Like, is this a game that we've played? Like,
Yeah.
is this a game? And maybe let's just narrow it down to me and you, Alex. Is this a game?
I don't know.
Oh, he doesn't know. Okay, right, forget that one then.
That's your question anyway.
I don't know.
I'll give you the next one. I don't know about you guys.
Okay. Right. So he was a Sega kid in the 90s. Should we ask if it was a Sega game?
Yeah. Yeah.
Was this exclusive to I think he only had a Mega Drive, didn't he? I think. I don't think he had a Master System. Was this exclusive to a Sega console?
Yes.
Okay.
No. He's given us a clue.
Extra clue. And remember, you also get the conundrum
Okay, good.
after question 10.
Very kind.
In the box art for this game, the model number CSM 101 is visible.
Means nothing to me.
Real nerds will know now.
CSM 101. The fuck? That doesn't mean shit to me.
No.
It's such a
I
good
can't-
clue.
CSM 101. Model number.
We've got one question left, and then we get the conundrum. So
Yeah, maybe it's maybe the model number maybe like the character in the title is a robot or something, and it's got CSM 101 written on it or something. So what
like Terminator or something.
Yeah, or like Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine or something like that.
Oh, aye.
But then that's Sega, so that they still exist.
I'm lost. I don't feel like I remember much in terms of Sega games.
No. CSM 101. What could CSM stand for?
I'll tell you afterwards.
It's going to be another one of these that we're going to kick ourselves probably into.
Okay, let's
Maybe
narrow.
not.
Remember, I'm basically going to tell you the name of the game.
Okay. Is it?
And I'll spell it out as well. The
Okay.
conundrum.
Is it? Was it?
He's not as easy as you thought, Ben, is it?
Was it developed by Codemasters?
No.
Fucking hell.
Good guess,
Is
though.
it like Call of McRae or something?
Yeah, or Micro Machines or something like that.
Mm.
Okay, come on then, give us the bloody conundrum.
Right. The conundrum is Threaten It ROM. Threaten It ROM. That is THREATENITROM.
Jesus
Threaten
Christ.
It ROM.
I'll be allowed to write this down.
Of course, that's why I've just spelled it out.
Threaten it ROM. Oh Jesus, this is really difficult.
Probably give you like. Should have the countdown music in now, actually.
So it's a Mega Drive game.
Both looking down at their remarkable twos, most likely.
Is it Terminator 2?
There's no W.
It's an H. Right.
Terminator. It could be. Terminator's definitely there.
Five seconds.
Wait. Terminator.
TH? HT? The Terminator.
The Terminator.
Are you guessing this?
Yes.
Correct.
Hey,
well done,
I said
Alex.
it as well.
Brilliant.
You did. The Terminator 1992, developed by Virgin Interactive Entertainment.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Long bust. They went under in like 2005,
Yeah.
I think is when they went.
Bring back Cool Spot.
CSM?
Bring back Cool Spot. That was them,
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
it, Virgin?
Oh, Kill Spot was
I think
great.
so. CSM 101, Cyberdyne Systems Model 101.
Of course. foolish of us. Yeah.
You've no idea how I was staring at the box. I go, what does that say?
It's such a useful clue. I guess it would have been useful if we'd have known it.
Yeah.
But I
if
mean,
you'd known.
it was a clue that made me say like Terminator.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah,
it?
you're right, actually.
Jesus.
Yeah.
There was I was going to give you another YouTube comment that was a response to the first one. It's a shame the game is so naff because the aesthetic was perfect, has a response. But I felt it was too much, gave away far too much information. But the response is, it's not naff at all. It's a short and sweet game that represents the movie as perfectly as the aesthetic. So it's not a shame. You're just setting your standards unreasonably high. That was also me who put that comment.
Brilliant. Bring back naff as well. What a great word.
That's a great word.
Naff. But that was far from naff, Lewis. Loved that.
Naff.
Good job.
Naff jumpers.
Naff. We'll leave it to you to take us out of here then.
Well, so I don't think we'd have it any other way. We've got a lovely upbeat song coming from the Terminator. 1992's The Terminator, composed by Matt Furness, is the title theme from The Terminator.